You are now live. Yeah, it's Lock West in the morning. Dash Radio, the spin room. You know what it is.
Hey, yo, what it do, party peoples? We back at it again on this Flashback Friday, this Feel Good Friday, man. I be your man, Bigg Pwee. I got my crew in the building with me. Let me bring my folks in, my ride or die, my right hand, my girl, Big Les in the building, K. Stephanie, and Miss Everything, J. Tasha. How's everybody doing?
I don't know. The debate was on. I don't know.
I know. It was a whole lot going on last week, man, with this vice presidential debate with Kamala Harris and Mike Pence. We're going to get into that. We got a special guest that's in the building. But before we do so, ladies and gentlemen, right down below, we need you to do us a favor. Please subscribe. Click on that subscription bell, and then click on the bell too right next to it, because we post a new video every single day, Monday through Friday. There's a new episode that gets uploaded, and we wanted to make sure that you guys get the notifications and you are on board, all right? Plus, give us a thumbs up and share this episode, okay? We're on all podcast platforms, Google, Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. Please share and subscribe there too. Now, I do have to say we have a brand new sponsor, man. I'm pretty excited about this. All right, Blue Raft Entertainment Group is a lifestyle brand and full-service entertainment company. It's a label that provides management, publishing, distribution, and a whole lot more. They have a new brand that's out right now. They got new merch, which is hats, sweatshirts, masks, all kind of great stuff. We need you guys to please support and purchase some of their merch right there, okay? So thank you to Blue Raft Entertainment Group for sponsoring the Spin Room. Thank you guys so much, man. All right, here we go. This gentleman here, our special guest that's in the building, he's a father of four. He's a Marine Corps veteran. He's the president of the NAACP Englewood South Bay branch. He is the executive board American Legion Post of 290. He's a former president of the Englewood Chambers of Commerce. He's the former City of Englewood commissioner. He's also a community activist and focuses on helping small business in the community. Ladies and gents, please give it up and make some noise for our special guest, Mr. Erick Holly in the building. Yeah, man. Woo! Yeah, E. Holly in the building. What's up, player?
What's going on, sir?
All right, we up in here, man. Once again, I want to say thank you so very much for taking the time out your evening, or your afternoon, I should say, to come and rock with the Spin Room crew. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. How's everything been with you?
Hanging in there. You know, it's a lot going on between COVID and the political situations going on. You know, it's pretty exciting.
It's pretty exciting. How excited
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Man, trying to deal with life on the day-to-day. It's a lot of challenges going on, but you know, just seeing people trying to make their way through is a challenge. You know, our homeless rate is increasing and things like that, but you know, trying to stay positive.
Most def. So E, let's jump right into it, my man. You know, as I say, you're a community activist. You look out for the small businesses, and you know, you used to be, you know, the Englewood Chambers of Commerce president, and you know, me and you have done a lot of work together, tons of stuff together, and you know, when we look at the Englewood Chambers of Commerce, what is your job? What is that title backed by?
So as the president for the chamber, basically I am there to be the go-between between the businesses and the city. So I would reach out and do what I could to help small business stay afloat, especially during, you know, these times in the economy, as well as people that are starting businesses. If they needed to find a location, if they needed help with maybe funding or investors, if they needed just basic information, I was able to help a lot because I was the commissioner for the city also. And I was a commissioner over planning, which is the top commission in the city. So we vote on the different projects that come into the city, like the Rams Stadium, the Clippers, and different things like that. It also applies to small businesses. So I was able to help on that side with the small to medium-sized business. The larger businesses usually had the capital to where they can just come in and do what they need to do, and it's not a problem. But when you're small and you're trying to get some things accomplished, it gets a little bit more challenging. You're trying to spend wisely, but we want to make sure that everything's done properly so that you don't get fines, you don't get closed down for not having proper paperwork and things like that. So I am basically the go-between with them and the city to make sure things are done in order.
I must say, you've done a great job because you helped one of our small businesses, Little Blee's Restaurant, right in Englewood. And
Yes, ma'am.
we were part of the Chamber of Commerce, and you were definitely help us with, getting stuff approved with the city, everything like that. So appreciate it. And you are definitely needed. Everybody definitely needs the president over there. So, so happy. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Now, we look at, now you're the president of the NAACP Englewood and the South Bay branch. Give me a little bit about that, E. Like, what is your job duty now that you're not at the chambers anymore, you're over here now. So what is like your job title? I mean, I know what the job title is, but like, what do you do now?
So now I'm doing some consulting, still helping with businesses. But I've been the president for the NAACP for about 8-9 years. And my main focus, of course, is to help our folks. So, and I hope no one takes this the wrong way, but my branch has never been the ambulance chaser where we're just out chasing whatever news is on the, whatever story's on the news. We are out trying to work with community, bring awareness, to make us stronger as a people so that situations like that don't happen, where people are getting hurt or killed. I actually had the police chief and a couple other officers join the NAACP. They would come out and speak. We had a shooting some years back in Englewood. I don't know if a lot of people remember where it happened on Manchester by the 7-Eleven there at, I believe it's Englewood.
Yep.
The chief would only talk to my branch, and then we disseminate the information out to everyone else as far as the other organizations. So, Englewood Police Department has changed a lot. We are definitely focusing in on youth. We have a couple of things that I'm working on. One is with one of the Rams players, and I don't want to give his name yet, but we're working on some different things to where he's going to give out scholarships. He's going to speak to the youth. He's going to bring some other players and some basketball players. We're going to get involved. So we are definitely gearing up to make our youth aware, but also we're going to do some education for the youth to where they get financial literacy that they don't get in school. So we're going to start teaching them that, I'd say probably 5th grade and going forward. Because most of our kids get into school, and then once they graduate high school, they're financially irresponsible. So we want to stop that so that they know about saving money and being prepared for what they're going to face when they get out in the world, because most of them are not.
So what plan do you have put in place to help them do that though, E?
We're going to teach them classes. We're going to teach them about bank accounts. I'm going to have people from banks come in. I want them to learn about stocks. So we'll get somebody to come in and talk about stocks. I want them to learn about investing in real estate. They're going to learn about having a checking account, all these things. So we're going to set up different people to come out and speak to them. And it's going to be a step-by-step process, because you can't hit them at once. Just one big, like a sledgehammer.
Right.
You got to do it step by step so that they can grasp and hold on to it. And, we'll welcome parents in that want to come in and sit in on those with them. But it's something that we know has to be done from this point forward. It should have been being done years ago.
I love it, man. I love it.
So it's been like a year since you spoke on the California Resources Board. That you spoke on that it would help the school board along with helping mom and pop shops
Yes.
in the city of Englewood. Can you share any stories of how much has improved since then?
Well, some things have changed because the focus has been so much on the larger corporations coming in, but not with me and not with a few other people. We are still focused on what has kept Englewood surviving for decades. Because once the track, started slowing down and those numbers weren't there anymore, the Lakers and the Kings left, then it was up to small businesses to keep the city going. So from that point forward, it was up to us to try to see what we can do to help them maintain. So I'm going to always be a proponent for small business and to help small business succeed. There's not a lot of support for them. And especially now it's hard with everything happening with COVID, that people are struggling to stay open. A lot of them are not going to be able to make it. And that's heartbreaking because people have worked their whole lives to get these businesses open in the first place. And after getting open, these people are working themselves. You don't hire a lot of people from the outside. You are in there working yourself. And if you're fortunate enough to hire outside, it's a blessing. But at these times right now, a lot of people are being laid off. The owners are working the stores themselves or the restaurants, and they have no choice but to do that until we can get over this hump, if they can survive. People are going after the PPP money, but that only goes but so far. We're hoping the second round comes up and there's such a battle between the Democrats and Republicans over what's going to be issued, what's going to be available, and things like that. But while they're taking breaks and going on vacation, people are losing their businesses. You shouldn't be able to go on vacation. Let's handle the business at hand, make sure that the community is taken care of so the community can survive.
So with this,
yes,
I'm glad that you brought that up, because I know not too long ago, Donald Trump sent out a tweet and said that he was ending negotiations to talk about this type of stuff, to help out the small people and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And then less than 24 hours later, he sent out another tweet, said, okay, I'm ready to do it. Let's get it done. How does that up and down, that people just like this, that the average person in the city of Englewood and South Bay and across the country, and the small businesses get affected hearing stuff like that from the commander in chief?
Well, the confusion is not good because you're sending mixed signals and people don't know exactly where you stand. And it's important that once you put something out there, you need to stand by your decision and move forward with it. The one thing you don't want to do is turn your back on the people that put you where you are. And that happens to a lot of men and women in power, is that they get into that seat and the power goes to their head.
Right.
They forget about the fact that you are an elected official and you may be in here for a certain time, but that doesn't mean it's always going to last.
Right. Absolutely.
How close is the NAACP working with, let's say, the councilman, the mayor, and even the governor of California? And especially to what I know you mentioned, the homelessness that has increased so much in California, even before COVID. What is happening with that as well?
So on that level, the local level is different because, there's local access. But on the state level, it would come from the NAACP of California. So what their relationship is with the governor, I'm not sure, because we've had some battles internally, I will say, just over marijuana. I know that it is important to work on this homeless situation, and I know a lot of them are talking about it, but it's something that we need to figure out soon and get it into action, because what people don't realize is that a lot of the people that are here homeless, quite a few are from out of state. If you think about living in New York or Midwest, or anywhere where it's a cold climate or rain, California has the best weather. So if you're going to be homeless, where would you want to be other than California?
Right.
But we still need to do something to lighten this homelessness. We have so much vacant land that's further out, mind you, and we have some vacant properties that are further out, and this is where the state needs to do it. That you can take an apartment building, you can set up for homeless, you can put in therapists so that mental health plays a huge issue. So you need to get help for mental health. You need to make sure that you have some training programs so that people can try to get work, which is even hard now because of COVID and so many people are out of work. So you want to try to make things as simple as possible, but we've got to figure out a way to get people off the street. And no one can afford, California has high rents too, so no one can really afford to go out renting different properties. Your average one bedroom, just average, is right about $2,000, $2,100. If you have a family and you're looking for a 3-bedroom, you're upward of $3,000. If you don't have a job and you're living off unemployment, you're homeless.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. My next question is probably should have happened 2 years ago, but I've never had a chance to really talk to somebody from the NAACP about it. When, I guess, the scandal, so to speak, of Rachel Dolezal came about, what did your chapter or the chapters have to say, and what was really the true feeling behind what she was putting out to the world about who she was and how you guys felt about what she was contributing to the organization?
Okay, so my own personal, I don't care what nationality a person is, because we have other nationalities as part of the NAACP. So for her, there was really no need to pretend to be something you're not if you're putting the work in. And my understanding is that she was definitely putting work in. So just be who you are and continue the job. There's not a problem if you're Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, it doesn't matter. It's all about what you're trying to accomplish, who you're helping. It's all about helping everyone. I'm going to, of course, help my people always, but I'm going to help everyone. And anybody that knows me knows that's my goal. So I think she should have just been honest and upfront about the situation, and she wouldn't have had a problem.
Yeah, I think the NAACP, I think a lot of people tend to think that it means exclusion versus inclusion.
It's inclusion.
Absolutely, I agree.
But my branch is the rebel branch. So we tend not to go along with everything everyone else says.
Okay.
And I mentioned the marijuana because I'm the one that, when we had the state conference, went against the legalization of marijuana. And I did it with the city also. And I went against dispensaries and all that. And I had so many people that were angry and upset. I had a group of 4 businesswomen, professionals, and I told them to have, come and meet with me. They talked to the mayor. He told them come to meet with me. And we sat down and had a conversation about it. And they have medical issues that the marijuana would help. But I told them what they needed to do was to fight for marijuana on a medical basis, not on a recreational basis. I say, because if you think about it, who does marijuana hurt?
The Black community.
It hurts, and Black men more than anything.
Yeah.
And I told them, I say, aren't you tired of black men sitting at home playing video games, smoking weed all day while the woman goes to work? She takes the kids to school, or he'll drive her to work and drop the kids off while he keeps her car. She comes home, she's got to cook dinner, give the kids a bath, make sure the kids do the homework while he go hang out with his homies. When it's time to put gas in the car, he's sitting in the passenger seat while she go pay and pump the gas. So where do we change that whole thing? We've had black men get fired working at the stadium because of marijuana. You can't have drugs in your system doing construction because somebody can get killed. So, you know, I'm fighting for our black men, and most people don't understand that because, you know, they just want to sit out.
Well, I mean, since you mentioned marijuana and black men, what is your thoughts on the criminalization of all these African-American men in jail because of weed? And now I believe a lot of them are coming home. Some of them had like life sentences for however many ounces or whatever they were carrying back in the day, and now they're coming home. How is NAACP, or your thoughts on the process of that? Okay,
so the NAACP was in support of the legalization of marijuana. I am definitely in support of men and women coming home that have had cases with marijuana where their white counterparts have gotten a slap on the wrist or very short time while they have years. Mm-hmm. Now, one of my problems, and I hope no one gets offended, one of my problems with the vice presidential candidate is that she has put men in prison for this, and it was brought up tonight. It is a fact. It is not fiction. It is the truth. And it's heartbreaking because she is part black. But she really has not identified with being black until now. She's been Indian. So for me, it is very important for these men and women to get out of jail. They need some sort of reform to try to help them get back into the workforce. We have some men and women that have gotten out of prison. They've been able to get on with the Iron Workers Union, working at the stadium also. So instead of selling drugs or robbing and stealing, these guys are now making $60 to $80 an hour with a legit job with benefits and able to take care of their families the right way.
Can I get a job? I'm just saying. 60 to 80.
You're not getting ready to do that work.
Nah, you're right. Go ahead.
I mean,
Iron workers.
The one thing that I do appreciate though, with the city of Englewood, that they kept their word with the SoFi Stadium, that residents of the city of Englewood worked on that stadium. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which was beautiful, because at the end of the day, that sets a standard saying that you do care about your fellow folks that's living in the city of Englewood. Now, you know, I'm gonna give you a little pushback here now.
Okay, all right. You know it's gonna happen with the Clippers arena too. It's gonna be the same.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. But
okay,
with Kamala Harris, I understand that was her job. That's what, you know, she did do. Okay, but I do feel that, you know, no one here is perfect at the end of the day, and she was put into a position to do a job. Now she's trying to correct some of the mistakes that she's done wrong. Nothing wrong with that. We can't continue to hold that over her head. Come on, talk to me, E. I mean, we can't continue to hold this over her head.
But some of the charges, information was withheld, and some of the charges were trumped.
Oh, but again, we can't continue to hold this over her head as the one thing. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the other side of the aisle, that they are doing way worse.
Well, I'm not cheering for that side, so don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, We can't hold that over her head. We can't let that continue to be the conversation on her.
Well, no. It's not just her. All of us need to be accountable to each other. See, before we start fighting other nationalities about the way they treat us, we need to change the way we treat each other.
Absolutely.
And she's part of that, but you're at a higher level in government, so it has to start from the top and work down. All of us have to do better, because right now, I talked to a LA police sergeant, and there's a war going on between some of the gangs, but it's black on black. We're killing each other. 5 people were killed in a 2-week period. And it's like, at what point does it stop? If we're going to make progress in this world, we have to start by working together. And I don't know how we get to that point. It's baffling to me, and it's something that I think about all the time.
I have a question. You mentioned a lot about you just said black on black crime. Maybe the media does shine a light on that more so. Are there like other races that, white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime?
Oh, absolutely.
We don't hear about it because they don't put that in the media as often.
And they never will.
You answered your own question.
So listen.
I said I didn't know if there are as much as we hear about black on black crime. I didn't know if it was that. We hear like 100 black men, like 100 on 100. Now we go to the Mexican side or something, the Spanish side. Is it still 100 on 100, or is it like 10 on 10? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what is the number, because we don't hear about it.
Regardless of the fact, it's still happening. And you answered your own question that the media focuses it on only the people of color. Every once in a while you may see, someone of Caucasian descent on the news of committing a crime. You know what I'm saying? But this is the media. This is, they have a job to do to sell to their sponsors. So.
Well, what's funny is this, and then I have a question for you. What's funny is that when something comes on the news where an incident has happened, if it's a Caucasian person, they never say a name or race. When it's a black or Hispanic, they show the person, or they mention it's a black or Hispanic person.
Absolutely.
Always. That's the way the media works. But you have to realize, what is the strongest race of people in the world?
People of color, black.
That's it. So we are the biggest threat to people that are not as strong as us. We've endured more than anybody else, and not taking away from anyone ever. But where their strife is over, ours still continues. We're just in a modern day slavery. So we have to learn how to get out of that and move forward.
Before we let you go, E, I do want to kind of jump into a couple of things real quick.
Okay.
And I'm glad that you said that. It's the modern day slavery. With Donald Trump, and you see with the Republican Party is doing their best to do voter suppression. What is now, let me set this up so to kind of understand, because I had a conversation with my mom the other day, and of course she's elder. And when these ballots go out, or you go to the polling place, they don't really understand who to vote for.
Right.
Is the NAACP, first question, helping with elderly people to help them understand who to vote for, number one? And then number two, with voter suppression, and we see it happening, is NAACP helping to fight against that?
So the first question is, this year it's almost impossible because of COVID. It's cut down our connection and communication. In years past, we've done voter registration, outreach, all these things. But now you can't get to the seniors and things like that. You can't really set up to where folks can come over and talk to you because you can't have the crowds. So it's making it really difficult for us. We've sent out some emails and things like that just to try to get some word out. And now the time's getting closer, we're going to start sending out emails about the different propositions and different political seats coming up to give information out. And when it comes to the second question, which kind of flows into that one, we have to realize that when it comes to voting for the presidency, as long as the electoral collegiate vote exists, we do not choose who the president of the United States is. But we don't want to discourage people from voting either, because what's most important that people need to realize is voting for your local government, because your local government plays a part in still what goes to Washington, D.C.
Right.
So we need to make sure that we pick the right prosecutors, the right judges, you pick the right Senate, the right council people, mayors, all these things. These we have the power over in our vote. You still have to put in your vote for the presidency, of course. But if you think back to the last election, I think Hillary won by close to 2 million votes
Popular
for the
vote.
popular vote. But she still lost the election, and it's because of the collegiate votes. So, you know, definitely vote. We definitely are going to make sure we get word out to as many people as we can. But we're pushing more and more for people to focus on your local offices. It is so important.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that, E. Thank you so much, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise and give it up. He is the president of the NAACP of the South Bay branch, exclusive board member of the American Legion post at the 290. I wanted to get into that too. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
my folks
I'm a
used to go
veteran.
back to that joint. Oh, they party up a good time over there, man.
I'm a Marine, so.
Yeah, you know. But thank you, E, once again for taking the time out your day to come and rock with us and giving us more insight on, you know, the city and what's going on the political level. Also, we're going to have you back on again so we can talk some more. Because I did want to get into gentrification and everything like that too. But we're going to have you back on, man. We're going to spit some more game and everything like that. But once again, we
Definitely.
all right.
Let's talk about that one. It's important.
Yes, it is. Absolutely, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Erick Holly, our special guest. That's K. Stephanie. It's Jay Tasha. That's Big Les. I'm your man, Bigg Pwee. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to our sponsor, Blue Raft Entertainment Group. It's a lifestyle brand and full-service entertainment company. Label provides management, publishing, distribution, and a whole lot more. They have their merch out right now. Pick up a hat, a mask, t-shirt, even a hoodie. They got all kind of good stuff, man. All you got to do is go to shopblueraft.com. That's shopblueraft.com. You guys have a wonderful Friday. Once again, we are the Spin Room. You guys have a good one. Peace.
Yeah, you are now live